Hi everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you all so much for your patience and understanding while I relocated in my life. I'm settled in my new location at this time. I'll probably be moving again in a couple months, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But for now, we're going to take a look at the new moon happening in the sign of Cancer in both tropical and sidereal timing, and that's going to be on July 17th at 2:32 p.m. Eastern Time. And it'll be in the Punarvasu Nakshatra in sidereal astrology, which is the 7th nakshatra, ruled by Jupiter and Shiva. And this happens at just inside 0 degrees of Cancer in the sidereal system. It'll be 24 degrees in tropical. But this nakshatra is aligned with the twins, Castor and Pollux, the two brightest stars in the Gemini constellation. So there's a lot coming into the month of July. I do again apologize I couldn't get to the monthly sign readings, but we also have the nodes shifting sign into Aries and Libra from Taurus and Scorpio in tropical astrology. I believe that's happening around the same time as this new moon. And then, of course, tropical timing will have the first day of Leo on the 21st or 20th of July. And Venus will station retrograde on the 23rd of July, and that'll last until September 4th, I believe. Might do a separate reading for that, but we'll try to take care of the August monthlies first. Okay, so we're just going to do a selection of a pile 1, pile 2, or pile 3, based on which deck I've used. And I'll put timestamps down below. We'll see you in your selected pile. Thanks! Okay, pile 1, you've chosen the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith deck. We're going to start with your tarot cards and expand with the oracle cards there down below. Okay, so this is your first card, the moon. This is the new moon, and being in the sign of Cancer, which is also ruled by the moon, your intuition, your inner knowing, secrets could be, or hidden knowledge coming to you and downloads at this time. Your dreams could be very important. You could be getting a lot of channeling or messages, so maybe keep a journal by your bedside and track those and see if you notice any patterns or strong themes that show up. But Cancer being associated with the moon also has to do with nurturing and mothering and emotion. So there's the moon card is ruled by Pisces itself, another water sign, so you could have strong placements there, or you could be again having an emotional reset at this time, since we are at the beginning of a new moon cycle. Okay, or the 18th, which is the day after the new moon, you could see new beginnings for yourself coming through. And the second card we have is the 9 of Cups. Okay, it's the wish card. Wish come true, fulfillment, celebration, indulgence. There's enough to go around, enough to share with friends and family. More cups being emotion and water. And finally, let's see, we have the Hanged Man in reverse. So this will be things moving forward. Perhaps with the moon you were waiting for an answer, you were waiting to hear from someone, or just waiting for this time frame to come around in order to begin something new. Maybe there's an announcement that you're going to make in the 9 of Cups, in the gathering, family gathering maybe. But it's going to feel like a huge breakthrough for you, since you'll be released from this stagnancy that's been in your life. There's ready something that's just going to launch you into a whole new path, a whole new clearing. Something that was hidden here in the darkness has now become light as his crown is illuminated there. And that was the purpose of being held in position that way, or hanging himself from the tree of life Odin did in order to gain enlightenment. So now that that has been achieved, things will start to flow, things will start to come forward. Okay, so speaking of the moon card, let's see which moon, to Queen of the Moon, we have the path. Didn't I say a whole new path would be opening up for you? And there's the number 8, the Analema, the infinity sign. So there's an ascension going on here as well. As I mentioned, an enlightenment. Things that were dark are now light, and also the downloads coming through these portals here. The moon is a portal to the other reality, through the veil. So again, I feel that some information that'll be coming your way in your subconscious or your dreams, and once it's revealed to you, it's just going to be like a parting of the sea, really, with all this water symbolism here as well. It's just creating a whole new opening for you. or this can be confirmation that you are on the right path if perhaps you were uncertain of that. There'll be signs and symbols to confirm that you've stepped into your purpose. And the card says the way is open for you, the path is illuminated, begin the journey now, respond and take action. We must be courageous and move forward. Yeah, our will is nothing without action. We have to take the steps in this physical reality in order to see things come to fruition. And the path is not only visible, but it is inviting us forward, and so instead of just standing there, we can't wait to step on it and move forward. The path is lit, and now it is time to walk upon it. The companion stone or metal is pyrite. So yeah, instead of just standing there, instead of being stuck there, now you're free to go. So it could be being let out of an emotional prison. Maybe you felt held back or self-doubt or something, emotional blockage that was getting in your way, and maybe forgiveness that you had to have for yourself or others that you feel put you in this position, but the lesson is learned, the goal is attained, and now it's time to move forward. And the metal being pyrite, which is also known as fool's gold. Fool's gold being fake gold, false gold. So perhaps, again, something that you fell for, you're more clear now on what is real and what is tangible. Then gold is the whole point of alchemy, is transmuting that negative energy, that stagnancy, that lesson into something valuable, into your soul. And now we're going to move on to the archetype card here. We have the Lover. Okay, so this is number 17, and we have the new moon happening on the 17th. The swan is another image of transmutation to me, the transformation from the ugly duckling into this beautiful white radiant swan. And the Lover's card is number 6, which is ruled by Gemini. And we have the new moon conjunct Castor and Pollux, the twins. So this could be, again, your transformation, the amount of time and energy that you have put into finding and aligning with your purpose is now possibly putting you in alignment with somebody else who shares your journey, who is also on this similar spiritual path as you. So I do see a joining, a meeting of the paths, a meeting of the minds, a coming together with somebody, but they had their own darkness to go through as well as you did. But now there's a convergence, it almost feels like, as the sun and moon can join. And here we have literally the sun and the moon coming together in a new moon. So let me read about the Lover. And I just had this notion that 17 is the 7th prime number, and we're having this in the 7th nakshatra, and the date will be 7/17, so those two numbers could have significance for you. And so the keywords of this card are the heart, the beloved, the devoted. Pulsing through the heart of the Lover is gratitude. The Lover appreciates and experiences the world through the senses, reveling in beauty, song, art, music, sense, and sensuality. This energy awakens at the tip of our tongue when we taste the sweetness of honey, kiss a lover, or speak gentle words to a child. The Lover lingers in foreplay, aroused not by the getting there, but by the slow merging of self and other. This energy is usually experienced for short periods of time, as in order to feel it, we must be fully present and awake, with no expectations or rules about what should be. Rather, the Lover is in awe of what the world presents, reveling in the glorious detail, grateful to savor every last drop of life's offerings. And you kind of get that in the Nine of Cups as well. Good to the last drop, right? He's drank all those cups. He's drank from every cup that's been handed to him, that's been offered. But I mentioned a slow merging or coming together. And it's kind of like go with the flow. We have this water symbolism here. And even the Hanged Man is ruled by Uranus, or some say Neptune, which would be another water illusion, but still Uranus being the unexpected. So it could be, again, you're minding your own business. You're not looking for something, enjoying every moment, being grateful for every opportunity that you're engaging in from this day forward, going about your business and not even lusting after or focusing on including somebody else in your path. Okay, so the side notes say, when you hold someone's gaze for several moments, you'll feel the Lover within you awaken. It is common to seek the Lover in another. The true gift is finding the Lover in yourself. The Lover archetype is present everywhere, not just where conventional forms of pleasure and beauty are found. The Lover's awe is unconditional. So Venus is the goddess of love and beauty, and we have her going retrograde too, and this is a reevaluation of what it is we value, or going back over things that reassessing our ideals of beauty. It could be in relation to art or relationships or music, but a revisiting of things that bring you pleasure too. And the Nine of Cups is also a card of pleasure. So you could be just taking time out with the Hanged Man there, even though it's in reverse, to enjoy things that you truly maybe you've put aside or forgotten about, those simple pleasures in life, whether it be cooking a meal mindfully or to share with your friends or yourself, or painting a picture, composing music, whatever it is that you can get lost in the moment. Fall in love with that, and don't worry about the rest, basically. And let's look at your alchemy card. We have Ash, number 33. Okay, so 33 is a master number, the master teacher. I get a lot of self-mastery from this card. Again, there was a focus on possibly being alone and feeling like you're walking this path alone, and part of it does have to be achieved that way. But maybe you're coming out of a hermit mode from the Hanged Man, being stuck or feeling stuck and isolated, to now integrating whatever journey you had to go through, the darkness that you had experienced there in the moon. And so we have the ash, and ash is a byproduct of fire, of course. And we're in the tropical season of Leo during this full moon, or new moon, excuse me. Well, Cancer, we're going into Leo. So Venus is in Leo. Maybe that's what I'm thinking about with the retrograde approaching. So yeah, fire is passion and spirit and action. So the ash is the aftermath. Let's see. The book says memory, ancestors, and the past. Ash represents what has come before it. The fire is over now, and its flames took with it all recognizable form of what was burned. Only memories and the soft gray ashen substance remain. When this card appears, look back and sift through what has occurred. You are in the realm of ancestors, past relationships, and those that have passed to another realm. Be gentle with the process, as it is delicate and sacred. The Ash card asks us to tend to the true nature of endings, grief, and letting go. You may be asked to be present with others experiencing loss. When in doubt, be like ash. It is silken, light, and easily carried by the wind. Soften into the memories and into the tears. Eventually forgiveness follows, and the heart travels alight. I did mention some of you having to go through some forgiveness here with the Hanged Man, and it is a release, going from stuck here to released. So it is a letting go. As we approach this new moon, we often diminish energy in our life. We become withdrawn. We lighten our lives physically, spiritually, physically, anything like that. So there's it could be a purge that you're going through currently, or that you may have to go through in this next moon cycle. You could be helping somebody again grieve or let go of some of their past traumas or issues. Perhaps that could be how you meet with this person. These side notes say fire is a great equalizer. Do not take this card personally, but rather as a call to be present and kind to yourself and others as we navigate the challenge of letting go. The Ash card is subtle but powerful, affecting the entire reading. Envision it as an ashen layer covering all the surrounding cards and shifting their meanings. Okay, so we started with this theme of kind of being hidden or darkened or dampened, and now we're ending it with the same kind of energy. So if there is a blanket of sorrow or some residual dust maybe either in your home or your soul, I feel more internal dust, I think, left over from some of the huge changes that you may have recently undergone. It's time to let that ash blow away. Like I said, it's light, it's not heavy. It can be easily brushed aside. Okay, let's see if I need anything else for us. I'd like to get an Angels and Ancestors card, because this does mention the past, relationships, ancestors. Let's see what, if any, message we have for pile 1 in regards to this new moon and this new journey they're embarking on. In regards to the ash. Earth Guardian stayed rooted and grounded. Okay. So you could be dealing with Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. It also could be, if you felt uprooted lately and maybe you're planting new roots as you begin on this path, it's one foot in front of the other. Could be also focusing on your heart chakra, heart healing, part of that forgiveness and letting go. Also eating green leafy vegetables, taking care of your health with the green there, will help you feel lighter physically, and it'll assist your release of the emotional baggage as well. If you're eating heavy foods, drinking excess alcohol, things can keep you weighed down in the past. And that, if I feel with the green and the wings showing up, the lightning is really going to help you move forward and blow along the path like the ash intends. Alright, so I had to pack my angel cards up for the move. They're not in a chest anymore. They're a little stuck together. Let's see if I can break these up. Okay, that's better. Let's see what comes out. Any angel messages for pile 1? Grace. Okay, so there's, yeah, you can let go with grace, dignity, respect, gratitude. There's freedom there. And once things have been burned away, old ties. Inspiration. Yeah, I mentioned getting in touch with things that you love to do, bringing a lot of joy to your heart. And purification. Okay, that has to do with the cleansing as well, the release of the ash. Because fire is cleansing, water is cleansing, and both elements are showing up strongly here for you. Actually, all 4 elements. We have the earth, stay rooted and grounded, and the Lover's card being Gemini, and this new moon taking place conjunct Castor and Pollux, which is Gemini, the air sign. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this reading, pile 1. Thank you again. You can check out another pile if you'd like. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye. Hi, pile number 2. You chose the Thelema deck, so we're going to start with your tarot cards, and we'll move on to these 3 oracle cards to finish up the reading. First, we have Temperance, so Sagittarius, so rebalancing, recalibration, or integration. Also an ascension and connection with higher self and spirit. Next, we have the Six of Pentacles, another rebalancing, recalibration. Okay, so in tropical astrology, we do have the North and South node shifting from Taurus and Scorpio into Aries and Libra. So we have this a shift into the recalibration of partnerships. Also, your internal energies are being rebalanced at this time. There's a great internal reset that's happening for us. Also, I'm getting Justice and Karma, and it's funny because I used the Rider-Waite deck for pile 1, and I just realized I forgot to look under the deck for them. And look what's under the deck. So Justice, maybe I was just meant to show it to you guys. But number 11, a gateway, a portal. But this is the scales showing up again. It could be karmic justice, repayment for your efforts. And then finally we have the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, it could have to do with your work, your spiritual work, but we have 2 earth and a fire sign here. Okay, so there's something you have been working very hard on. You've been pouring a lot of energy into it, and this feels like a lot of recognition for your efforts. Again, fair compensation. Your personal business could be taking off. You could be taking it to the next level, partnering with other individuals that share your vision, and you could be increasing or organizing some meetings to get together with them at this time. But this is the sign of Taurus and Virgo, so there's a lot of planning, preparing, paying attention to details, signing contracts. I know we have Mercury retrograde coming up soon. I'll have to find out what date that starts, but I see a partnership, a blending, a melding of minds and efforts. Or you could just be, starting a new job, like a boss bringing you on board, and they're going to pay you for your work. But this is a marriage or a coming together of that relationship. Underneath your deck, then, we'll look, and we have the Knight of Wands. So more Sagittarius energy, could be involving travel, could have to relocate, or it could be a mobile job, work from home even. But it feels like everything is kind of falling into place, happening rapidly. Like a domino effect. Once something kicks off, then it picks up a lot of momentum, and things just start rolling real smoothly for you. So we're going to move on to your Queen of the Moon Oracle. We have Fruition, the Harvest Moon. So this is a full moon, number 37. Okay, so obviously your vision, your dreams, your efforts, again, are coming into maturity. It's time to get that payout. It's time to harvest some of that coinage, some of that reward that you've been very focused on. It looks like, even with the Angel of Temperance here, her third eye is very lit, and I see like that kind of spiritual and mental focus that's been unwavering. There's diligence here. There's been a strong application of will, but behind it there was a force of action as well. In order to get those dominoes to fall, you have to have that initial, flick. All right, so let's read about the fruition briefly. So this being a full moon card, we could be talking about the next 2 weeks as the moon grows and waxes into the full moon happening in August. I think that's a lunar eclipse, is it? I'll have to look into it. It's been a while. I've been preoccupied. Apologies. So as the seasons turn, there's always a time when all the potential of the spring beginnings is manifest. The crops grow tall and are ready to harvest, and they have done this from a fallow field into which we have planted seeds. The trees have flowered, and now there is fruit to pick. It is time for the harvest. I welcome the joyous fruition of all the intentions I set. This moon normally falls on the moon closest to the autumn equinox in the northern hemisphere, so that's like September. I feel like this is a lot more immediate for you, Pile 2. This is happening within this lunar cycle. You're receiving news, or someone's contacting, reaching out. The companion stone or metal is garnet. Okay, so that's red, a fiery root chakra stone. Okay, so our archetype card next, we have Thanatos. Okay, so Thanatos is Lord of Death. So when I think of the Death card, obviously I think of change. Transmutation comes right before the Temperance card, number 13. But here we have it as number 73. Yep, so your life is about to change dramatically here in the next 2 weeks for the better. I see, like, again, a flood and influx of business or reward, things that you've been waiting for a long time. Maybe that you had planted those seeds back in the spring, or the spring equinox. So it is tempting to oversimplify death and sum it up as transformation, but the true archetypal resonance of Thanatos cannot be easily assimilated or contained. Death is ongoing and omnipresent, an eternal response to the gift of birth. Witnessing the end of another being, creature, phase, or stage has deep consequences for the psyche. We are forever changed by Thanatos as it sweeps us under its wings, making us relinquish control in every form. It leaves a mark of ash upon our heart, signifying we have touched the cusp of the underworld and will return to the land of the living eventually, with more compassion and wisdom to share. This capacity is needed in our world. One who has faced the annihilation of Thanatos can face anything. When this card appears, it signifies an initiation into the underworld. So death is a harvest. Death, you're cutting down the plants, right? You're pulling out what it is that you've invested. Okay, this can also echo with the sign of Scorpio, which rules the 8th house of death, and we have the South Node leaving Scorpio now and moving into Libra. So that could be this transition point as well for you. Seeing things come back into balance, whereas if maybe you've done a lot of paying out, now you're about to start taking in, whether that be energy or money, but money is energy. So let's take a look at your alchemy card. And we have the alchemical wedding. Great. That is very resonant of the Temperance card. There's a marriage here, right? Between the silver and the gold cups. There's a coming together, an integration of the black and the white. Death into life. Endings and new beginnings. So, and there's a lot of dichotomy here, a lot of balance. Again, the new moon's conjunct Castor and Pollux, the twins of Gemini, in that star early in Cancer. So this could be the change that, again, we've been waiting for. Let's see what the alchemical wedding has for us. Number 60. Ritual, celebration, uniting. All hail the alchemical wedding. The laboratory morphs into a dreamlike dance floor, and all your allies, fellow alchemists, and ancestors are here to witness the celebration. What was once lost has been found, and what was once denied has come fully into the alchemist's embrace. The work is often felt as serious and studious, but the alchemical wedding is a moment of levity and lightness. When this card arrives, it is of utmost importance to mark the occasion. Celebrate, celebrate, celebrate. Honor and acknowledge those who have helped you along the alchemical path. You have come so far. Energy radiates from the uniting of opposites and the rewarding redrawing of life's blueprint. The new form has arrived. The unknown has become known. You'll be back to your existential queries and tinkering ways in no time. Now the work is to revel in the miracles. So, a lot of you might be coming from pile 1, actually, because the redrawing of life's blueprints too, that it being set upon this path, it mentions along the alchemical path, those that have helped you. But yeah, this is the rebirth with the alchemical wedding. Okay. Your Yeah, literally giving birth to a new reality over the next 30 days, but more abruptly in the next 2 weeks leading up to the full moon. Okay, congratulations. Enjoy the rewards, the fruits of your labor. I'm going to grab a astrology card here. Water. Well, we have this new moon in Cancer in both systems. And yin. Yeah, time to receive. I feel like, again, a lot of effort's been put out previously. There's like putting a stoppage to that. Now it's time to go with the flow, relax, receive, be in your feminine energy. Maybe you're switching from masculine to feminine as far as output versus input. Intuition, trust, patience, spirituality, and receptivity. So having patience, and that's a very earth-like grounded quality, to not be putting the cart before the horse and rushing ahead in your mind of things, but staying grounded and rooted, waiting to receive. And again, feminine energies are, we have Taurus here, Virgo, and Capricorn, also Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. And then water, of course. So being like water, being malleable, adjustable, going with the flow. Again, I feel like you're almost being swept up and taken up by rising waters, or like a current. I mentioned money is currency. So there's definitely an increase of flow, an increase of energy, like someone opened a floodgate of a dam and now you're being swept downriver, but carried to a very fertile place. So get out your inner tube, relax, go tubing maybe, enjoy some water sports, whatever makes you happy if it's summertime in your part of the world. And we're going to get some Making Magic sigil cards for you. Dragonfly, you bring light to this world. All right, so I think your gifts and your talents are being recognized. You're going to be shining this month as well. You will be hard to miss. People will not be able to look away from your brightness. The elements of fire, air, earth, and water combine to create powerful protective boundaries, spiritual, mental, physical, and emotional. So all of your success is protected. And then we have Little Luxuries, generates luxuries, experiences, and surroundings. I mentioned you guys will be feeling the flow of money coming towards you. And achievement, win the award, accolade, or contract. I mentioned in the beginning, perhaps signing on to a new company or a business, or again, your personal business is increasing in activity and success, or somebody could again contract you for your services. And finally, triple moon, embracing all aspects of yourself, the divine and earthly, as above, so below. So this is definitely something you guys have willed and manifested into your life. You thought it, you acted it, and here it is. So, all right, that's pretty concise. I had these angel cards that I pulled for pile 1, and I think I'm going to I kind of cut them, and now I am left with 3 piles, because I don't have my treasure chest anymore. We're just going to improvise here. Let's see what the angels have for us. Efficiency. Yeah, work smarter, not harder. So again, this is surrounding your work, your everyday activities. Okay. Maybe you came up with a creative solution on how to increase productivity. All these two stuck together. That's okay. Balance. Wow, that's remarkable. We have balance showing up multiple times. As I already indicated with Libra there, you could have that strong in your chart, or you could just be feeling this nodal shift into Libra. And then we have gratitude. Yeah, definitely. Gratitude always brings more blessings. Being grateful for what little you have at any given time is always bound to bring more into your life. And then we have contentment. Absolutely. So you're enjoying your harvest. You're enjoying the growth of your garden. And again, being grounded there with the earth and watering your plants, watering your garden. So congratulations, pile 2. You are at a place where you can relax and enjoy all the beautiful blessings that are coming towards you. Thanks again for tuning in. You can select another pile at this time if you like. Otherwise, take care. We'll see you next time. Bye. Hi, pile number 3, and welcome to your reading. You chose the Margaret Peterson Tarot, so we're going to take a look at those cards first, followed by your oracle cards. Let's see. First, we have renewal, rebirth, the judgment card. All right, excellent. And what better time to renew yourself than at a new moon? Has the word new right in there. Okay. And then we have Daughter of Flames, Page of Wands. So Aries, Leo, Sag. And the renewal card is the revival, right? The judgment card shows the dead being brought back to life. There's even a feather there. It feels like a phoenix moment. There's a new you that you're unveiling, a new energy in the world. Okay, completion, number 21. So we have 20 and 21, 20, and then the page is a value of 1. So 21, 21, and 21 reduces to 3, so 3, 3 could be a master teacher, mastering of the self. Definitely a completion level with the world there. Wrapping up of a cycle and ready for a new one. I feel, again, you might have this strong fire energy in your chart, Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising, Venus, North Node, something like that. But there's a passion that has led you to this moment. It feels like you're bursting out of a cocoon. And there has been this theme of fire, like a cleansing has gone through some of the piles, and we're ready to kind of cast off that old shell and begin anew. So let's look under your deck too. I forgot to do that to pile 1, so apologies. But we have the Mediatrix, okay, the Temperance card. We have 3 major arcana showing up for you, pile 3. So that's the Alchemy card. It's blending the dark with the light. Transmutation that comes right after the Death card. So you just underwent, I think, a major shift, a major change in your life, and you are ready for a fresh start. I think you're embracing it here as we walk into this new moon and this nodal shift. And then we have Wisdom. Okay, yeah, number 22. So we had number 33 that stood out to me at the beginning, and now number 22 is the Master Builder number. There's an ascension happening. She's stacking her experiences on top of each other and using them to raise her vibration, her understanding, her knowing, inner knowing of the world and herself, in order to become an effective teacher, perhaps to other people. With the books there, you could be starting a teaching job in the fall, as a formal educator, or just becoming a spiritual teacher in some capacity. So Wisdom, I'm thinking about Virgo too. The Hermit card is often a symbol of that as well. So this could be a path that you've had to walk alone for a little while in order to gain this understanding, or there's been some periods in your life or recent experience where you've had to withdraw, and there's been benefits to maybe taking a week off, renting a cabin, reading some books, or just setting aside a time, an hour every night, to engage in some kind of research that you enjoy, that you've integrated on how to change your life, how to take steps toward a new reality for yourself. So the card is, Wisdom is more than mere knowledge. There may be something you aren't seeing and need to research more thoroughly. Wisdom is gathered, but it takes time. Learn from your experience. You might wish to ask the opinion of a wise mentor if you are uncertain. I use my knowledge and experience to make wise decisions. The getting of wisdom takes time usually, and we can be impatient for it. We might cut corners and not see the role we take in our own poor decision-making. To me, though, as modern people, we have millennia of wisdom to assist us. Human history has some very wise people starring in it, and some not so wise. So we have plenty of examples from which to learn. Gather wiser people around you is, in fact, one of the wisest things anyone can do. We cannot always know it all, and a wise mentor or friend can not only save us from a poor decision, but it also demonstrate how to be wise if you aren't quite there yet. So, again, getting that teacher vibe, I feel that you're in the presence of a teacher or a mentor, someone who's been in your position before, and they're kind of helping you through this transition. And the companion stone or metal is fluorite. Okay, so moving on to your archetype card, we have the Orphan. All right, so again, a parent-child relationship, a teacher-student relationship. Number 5 is the Hierophant in tarot, so that is also the Taurus, the teacher card. So there's some great lesson that you learned. It could be the wrapping up of a karmic cycle, something that you'd been stuck in, whether it's relationships or jobs. I feel more relationships, but something that you had to live over and over again until you got it, before you're able to graduate and move on. And your guides are like, okay, she's got it now, or he's got it now. We can go on to the next level. You're ready for the next level. So you've thickened your skin, your armor. You're ready to take on the next challenge. The title of this card is The Wounded Child, the Abandoned, the Beggar. To study the orphan is to study the deep and challenging energy of our time. We are ever more connected, yet face collective isolation. The refugee crisis haunts our planet. Children are separated from parents, and the earth begs for our attention. We are in a time of universal orphanage, of nature, of each other, of our own hearts. Take refuge in the fact that we all share this core wound and dilemma. It is normal to fear this card, as it haunts the caverns of the soul. When it appears, take time, real time, to be in the presence of the feelings this card stirs in you. Let it humble you. What are you starving for? What is the deepest gift you could imagine giving to others? What has been rejected is quite possibly what is needed most, dear one. So, again, with this transitional energy showing up, this rebirth, I feel, and the snake there, they shed their skin, they grow, they outgrow it. I think a lot of you have outgrown this victim mindhood and shifted from victim to creator, to one who shapes their destiny as opposed to someone who waits around for others to shape it for them. That's what's been released here. Or childhood trauma or wounds. You've gotten over that, you've forgiven, you've let it go, and put it behind you as you step into this new role as a teacher for others who are suffering maybe with the same wounds of abandonment. So the side notes say access this archetype through creating acts like drawing, painting, or writing. Keep it simple. Ask the orphan what it wants to draw, make, or say. So some of you I mentioned could become teachers, could become art therapists, or feeling a call to go in that direction, facilitating that for yourself or others. Tenderness beyond tenderness is required. Imagine holding yourself in your hands. To recognize that each one of us fears rejection and isolation is to take one step toward the orphan. More kindness always. Okay, so like when snakes shed their skin, they're their most vulnerable right after that change. And I feel that's where you are now. You could be in this vulnerable state. As the phoenix that comes out of the ashes, there's that rebirth. So whenever we're in unfamiliar territory on this new level, there could be some fear that comes along with that, but again, I feel that there's the presence of a mentor, a teacher, somebody to help you mitigate that fear, integrate that fear, and turn it into love. Love of self, love of the experience, love of those around you. And finally, our alchemy card, we have Mars. All right. So number 5, 5, 5. Okay, so 5s are indicative of change. We have 3, 3, 2, 2, and 5, 5. So you could be seeing those numbers show up in your life. I know during this new moon also I heard that Mars is opposing Saturn. So Mars, the planet of action, Saturn, restriction. Again, it could feel like maybe you're at the edge, you're at the turning point, one foot on the gas, one on the brake. There's a desire to push forward and push through, but Saturn is holding you back. I feel more that this is like the slipping point. It's the where you let go of the brake and you start to move forward, as Mars will move away from Saturn as it continues forward. There's an action, there's an urge to push on, push forward, and reinvent yourself, to reinvigorate your journey, to invigorate and inject this passion back into the lives of yourself and others around you. This is definitely, again, more fire action. I mentioned Aries, Leo, Sag. So there's a masculine energy that's very strongly present here. An urging, a pushing forward. Let's read about that for us. This we shall overcome. There's a victory here. Mars is god of war. So there's a conquering. There's an overcoming. Okay, so the title is Will, Vigor, and Activism. With Mars by our side, we can assert ourselves in the world. Our presence is felt and our voice is heard. Like a flame, Mars rises upward and helps us stand strong for what we believe in. Social justice movements are great examples of Mars energy in action with clarity of purpose. Mars leads us to peaceful change, the upholding of human rights, and representing the unrepresented. When Mars appears in a reading, there's a strength and vigor required to face the challenges ahead. It may take the form of speaking your truth, getting yourself out of a harmful relationship or job, or getting involved in activist work. As alchemists, we must be very precise with our dosage of Mars, as in uncontrolled amounts it leads to outbursts and violence. Mars is most potent when paired with ahimsa, nonviolence. Okay, the side notes are the metal of Mars is iron. To rule with an iron fist illustrates their pairing. If these two cards appear together, you may be doing just that. Okay, iron's not appearing here. Mars may express itself through nightmares or distraught dreams. Make sure to utilize creativity when this planet is at work. Draw and dream journal as much as possible. Okay, so there's a call to action here. That might be what's pulling you out of your cocoon. And we have this activism card and the world. In recent events, we've seen, I guess, protests in France that are now maybe spreading across Europe. So that could be, again, that Mars opposed Saturn, like fighting the oppression, or Saturn is government, leaders, rules, regulations, something that's unfair. Again, the social justice is showing up strongly, giving a voice to those who don't have a voice, using your wisdom, your experience, and your elevation, and stepping into this leadership role in order to spread awareness. Human trafficking just came to mind as well with the orphan card there, so you may be taking a stance against that or joining in the fight against that. But there is something that you're being pulled out of your comfort zone to do. There's no more resting on your laurels. You can't ignore it anymore. Whatever this itch is, you have to scratch it. There's just like being pushed out of a nest and being made to fly. Let's get an astrology card for pile 3. Okay, we have square, a challenging situation and a mountain to climb. Yep, you're up against an opponent, but we are grateful for our opponents because they give us purpose and they give you strength and motivation in order to push through that challenge, to achieve, to ascend. And our alchemy card here, we have the mediatrix, the temperance card, and again the renewal, the transition, the transformation. Okay, successful career. So happy working environment, pay rises and promotions. It could be that change. I mentioned 5-5 is indicative of change. Squares force change in astrology. So there could be a career change. Like I said, if you've been complacent or doing a job that you do just because it's easy or the money's good, but it's not your truth, it's not what your soul came here to do. And I feel like your inner child, your soul is standing up and crying out to be heard and satiated. And then we have Awen, 3 rays of light, balancing male and female energies, peace and harmony. We have the balancing of male and female energies here too. In the temperance card, as we said, the nodes moving into Libra and Aries. Aries rules Mars. Next we have insight, opens a third eye to strengthen intuition. So I think in your heart you know this is the right thing to do. This is the right direction to go. You know it's the right direction because it's difficult. And finally, one enchanted evening, the perfect night. So it could be, again, inspiration comes to you at night, or one night it could be an event that kind of sparks this change in you. You could get a powerful dream. What was it that mentioned Mars? Mentioned your dreams. Writing that down, you could get a strong message through that avenue as well. All right, so these angel cards I've kind of put in 3 different stacks because I don't have my treasure chest anymore. But I've cut them randomly, and I'm going to pull off a couple messages here for us, one from each pile. See what angel messages we can bring into this reading. Start here, vision. Okay, that's interesting with the insight card, vision and insight. So you have a vision for yourself, for your future and the future of the planet and others. It's not just a personal vision, openness. So yeah, I think stay open to help, to assistance from others. Don't think that you have to do this all by yourself because you're not alone. And then we have tenderness. Okay, yeah, there's that, keep your action in balance, that it's not aggressive, it's not destructive, but it is change oriented. A gentle protest or nonviolent protest, as they say. Okay. Right, pile 3, I've got time for one more card, and no other deck got the Rose Oracle, so we'll see why I felt the need to pull this out for you. Open. That's interesting. Openness and open came out. What do you need to open? Say yes. Expand through the extremes. Well, the extremes are the transformation card that you're going through. So say yes to any invitation to change. And then we have held. Sureness of the soil, unseen help, support, community. Yeah, I mentioned you're not alone. You have support here. You don't have to take on this challenge all by yourself because you're going to find a community of like-minded souls who are going to